Welcome back to another episode of OTV Blazers. I'm Audrey.
And I'm Florian. Last weekend, Overland Theater's Heavenly production of Sister Act was performed in our auditorium. This year's musical included a variety of amazing singers as well as the opening of the musical pit after a 2-year absence. OTV had the chance to interview a number of musicians and singers from Sister Act to see what it took to make music worthy of the Pope's ears.
Sister Act, the musical comedy, focuses on an ambitious and talented local bar singer, Dolores Van Cartier, who is placed in witness protection program and is put in a convent to stay out of trouble, where she soon helps the church's nun choir to sing to their fullest potential. We got the chance to talk to the teachers, also known as the big guys behind the making of Overland's musical.
My name is Taylor Hutchins. I am the pit orchestra director for the musical. The musical really brings our performing arts department together because we include students from every class, students who have interest in every part of our performing arts program, from vocalists to chorus members to tech directors to actors to instrumentalists, and it's a chance for us to showcase everyone's talent put together and all the hard work that they've put into this show.
My name is Abigail Kate. I am the music director for Sister Act. Picking a musical every year is a very complex process. We look at the technical aspects. Can we pull off the technical aspects? The pit orchestra, can the pit orchestra handle this? We look at the singing. Do we have singers that can hit this stuff?
A lot of things need to happen. We need to teach the students where the dialogue fits into their music. We need to teach them how their music fits into the vocalist's singing parts. And we need to make sure that everyone's on the same page with any music that we've cut, reduced, extended when we need more time or less time.
Sister Act was just the perfect show for this year. We had an abundance of phenomenal female singers that can just sing like nobody's business. The dynamic of the musical is a little different from the dynamic of the play in that there's a lot more moving parts. So the microphones are a little wonky with musical. It's not necessarily any different in terms of how complex the rehearsal process is. It just adds a couple more moving parts. Well, the music is the best part of the musical. The music adds so much to going to see the live show. Seeing something crazy, a dance number, hearing wonderful solos from the instruments in the pit, it just adds so much to the theater-going experience.
The most challenging part has definitely been the technical aspects of getting the vocalists on the same page as the instrumentalists. It's tough to see everyone from the pit, and we have to teach our musicians not to listen to the sounds they're hearing from the mic'd vocalists. So there's a couple different ways that we keep track of when to play. We actually have vocal cues for when we're getting ready to play a number. So I see the actual lines the actors are saying, and I try to make sure that the music lines up right on the moment. Or we have visual cues sometimes. Something is happening on the stage, left or right, and I've got to make sure that an actor gets to a part of the stage before I start the pit, and that's how we keep track.
We often forget about the underground stars that put the music in the musical, which are the musicians in the pit orchestra. They, along with the cast, work countless hours to get the show just right.
My name is Lamarana Balde, and I play the violin in the pit for Sister Act.
My name is Barkat Seming. I'm in the pit orchestra for the musical, and I play saxophone.
My name is Josephina Matibag. I play the bass in the pit orchestra. I play electric and stand-up bass.
I've been in orchestra for 5 years, since 6th grade.
I've been playing the saxophone for 5 years, and I've been playing in our school's jazz band for 2 years. And this is my first time in any sort of musical pit orchestra sort of environment.
I joined the musical because I wanted the experience of playing in a different environment and at a more extensive pace.
It is a lot more reading and a lot more music than I'm normally used to. Instead of it being 1 or 2 songs, it's like 20, 25 songs.
I talk to some of them, like we'll have casual conversations, talk about our favorite songs, and yeah, it's really enjoyable.
We've been practicing the music for about 2 months now.
The most enjoyable part is being able to be down there and have fun and just really get to connect with other players.
My favorite song in Sister Act is The Life I Never Led, because I really like specifically one of the notes that our actress sings. Her name is Priscilla. It's so lovely to hear, and I think it especially shows her vocal range and like just the capabilities of a singer, and I think it's just an amazing song in the show.
My favorite song would probably be Lady in the Long Black Dress. And the reason why is because there's this one part, the musical term is called a trill, where you go between two notes, two different pitches very quickly. And it's the violins and our flute player, Angelina, that both have it, and it just sounds very nice.
My favorite song is number 16, Fabulous Baby Reprise, because I like the contrast that it has between the beginning and the middle and the end. I like Fabulous Baby as a song, and I think that Madison's performance of the song is really good.
I'm Madison Manning, and I play Dolores Van Cartier, and I also choreograph and are a dance captain. There is a lot of work that goes into singing and rehearsing for this musical. The rehearsals go very fast in terms of learning the music, so you definitely need to go home and practice it and working with other people. But most of all, it's on an individual basis of if you know your notes, if you know your stuff, your words, and just really making it a main priority when you're working on a musical.
My name is Kyan Bass, and I play Mother Superior. It takes a lot of outside practice. I go home every night and review my lines or review the music right after I learn it, too, just to kind of get it embedded in my brain. We have a Sitzprobe where we run in the band room with the entire cast and the entire pit to kind of get a feel of all the songs and how the different repeats in the song are gonna go, or anything that we need to adjust with the music. And then it's just a matter of listening to each other. If we need to work on something specific, then we'll get together outside of our rehearsal time and kind of run those things that are needed, and just a level of communication between the pit and cast.
Most of the time spent working on a musical is not really learning. It's just cleaning and cleaning and cleaning and making sure that we're lined up with the pit and that we know our cues and that everybody knows what's happening. If you miss a day to work on it by yourself, it's just a lot of clean, clean, and clean.
What makes a play different from a musical, in addition to the musical elements, is one of the big parts is choreography. You're not going to find a ton of dance choreography in any plays, which is very different from a musical. We have a very dance-heavy show.
I feel as if musicals are way more dramatic, a lot more quick changes, a lot more set pieces. It's just a bigger production, I would say.
My favorite song that I sing is Haven't Got a Prayer. It's like this big lament that Mother Superior has on her own, where she's kind of just at a breaking point because she has Dolores in her church and she's kind of lost all control over everything in her life at the moment.
My favorite song is the song Sister Act that I sing in the show. It's in Act 2. It's when Dolores finally realizes that she doesn't need fame and fortune to be successful and to feel it and to understand her self-worth, that she's found that with her sisters and with the other nuns, and that she can find fulfillment somewhere that she never thought she could.
When you hear the word musical, you might think of singing and acting, but there are more components into making the musical just right. Props and costume, lighting, dance, acting, and the pit orchestra are all the vital parts of the musical. The cast worked hard with all the components in order to achieve a successful show.
Great job to the cast and crew of Sister Act.
Well, that's all we have for you this week, Blazers. Make sure to follow at Overland OTV on Instagram for more updates.
Have a great rest of your week.
Bye.